Hi, we welcome you all on another session, and today's topic is selling and negotiation skills. Selling and negotiation skills. How to be a superstar salesman of the year. We do this topic in a lot of corporates. A lot of corporates invite us to do this topic with them. It's a 3 days intensive workshop. But in a small session, today's session, I'll give you one central message for selling and negotiation skills. What's the foundation? So today I'll begin with 3 C's of communication. 3 C's of communication. Connect, convey and convince. Connect, convey and convince. I see a lot of salesmen in our country. They spend their all entire energy in conveying and convincing the client. They convey 90%, the client is convinced only 10%. You know why? Because they did not invest energy in connecting with the client. Once you connect, you invest 10% energy in conveying, is 90% convinced already. But you don't connect, 90% you spend energy in conveying, keep conveying him, he is not convinced. But once you are connected, इतना सा convey करेंगे 10%, 90% job is already done. You don't have to struggle to convince him. The moment you are struggling to convince him, you can understand that you have not connected with him. The proof that you are not connected with him is that he is not convinced with you. Once the foundation is good, you will get the good fruits. Roots are good, you get the good fruits. A lot of time, energy, money is saved when you invest in connecting. A lot of time, energy and money is wasted when without connecting you start conveying your message. I have a presentation, I have a product to sell, मुझे कुछ बेचना है, मैं तैयार हूँ बेचने के लिए. My presentation, I'll bombard information. I'll bombard all my information to him. He is not buying it. Why? Because he was not connected. And the moment you are connected through relationship selling, not through transactional selling, that's the difference. Relationship selling, transactional selling. You have relationship, connected. Only transaction, not connected, only conveying, convincing. Now we have understood one thing, connection is important. Now you might ask me, sir, what to do to connect with him? I'll give you few points as a solution to help you connect with your client. The first thing is WIIIFM. WIIIFM. What is in it for me? What is in it for me? What is in it for me? He will not tell you, but he is thinking inside. The background is, what is in it for me? The foreground is, if his expectation is meeting the reality, he'll buy it. But the salesman has his own expectation, he has his own expectation. There is a mismatch. To the degree there is a mismatch, connect is not taking place. No matter how much you convey, he will not be convinced. So what to do? Another formula is step 2, NIC. Need, interest, concern. Understand your client's needs, interest and concern. To the degree you understand his needs, his interest and his concerns, to that degree you will be able to connect with him. And once you connect, conveying, convincing, no problem. But the challenge is, I have seen that a lot of salesmen, when I have met them, they have their own needs, their own interest, their own concern. My need, my interest, my concern. It will not work. It doesn't work that way. Clients need, clients interest, clients concern. And how do you know that? You will have to, another formula, step 3, seek to understand first, then to be understood. Seek to understand first, then to be understood. Seek to understand first, then to be understood. एक बात को 3 बार दोहराने का बड़ा लाभ होता है. कहते हैं तलाक हो जाता है. So I am repeating that. Seek to understand first, then to be understood. पहले समझे, फिर समझाएं. सेल्समैन वो कामयाब नहीं है जो समझाने को तैयार है पर समझता नहीं है. So how do you do that? By asking probing questions, open-ended questions, and this process of asking questions will lead you to, through your navigation, it will lead you to the final root of his challenges, and you will be able to offer a solution to his challenges. And to the degree you give him solution of his challenges, to that degree you will see you don't have to sell it, it is already bought. खरीद लिया है उसने आपका प्रोडक्ट. Why? You know what? Because you're not a salesman, you are a consultant now. And that's a difference between a salesman and consultant. A salesman and a consultant. Never be a salesman, be a consultant. And how do you become a consultant? You are consulting him to understand what is he looking for, what are his needs, and then you offer a solution. And you are offering a solution which he is needing. Usko chahiye hai bhai. He needs it now. And no matter how softly you communicate, he's already bought it. You don't have to convince him now. He's already convinced. You know, because you've done a right gap analysis, a need analysis, that gap and need analysis will give you the right product to offer. And he'll be so happy and excited to receive that. I'll give you an example from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,200 years ago, and Krishna and Arjuna were discussing in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna had a lot of challenges. He was not ready to fight. He said, "My dear Krishna, I am not going to fight. मैं लड़ना ही नहीं युद्ध." गांडी उठा के फेंक दिया. And such a man, when Arjuna is not ready to fight, Krishna did not started giving him solution. टक 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 टक. कोई संस्कृत में ज्ञान नहीं दिया कृष्ण ने. ऐसा करो अर्जुन, ऐसा करो अर्जुन, ऐसा करो. कुछ नहीं किया कृष्ण ने. शांत थे बिल्कुल. And he was waiting to understand Arjuna completely. Until Arjuna was convinced that Krishna has understood me completely, and Krishna was convinced that I have understood Arjuna completely. And when both were convinced, the connection established. And now, when a little bit of conveying of the message was done by Krishna, Arjuna was completely convinced. What does that mean? 48 minutes, entire Bhagavad Gita over. Arjuna ready to fight. Absolutely convinced. Nasht moho. Mera moh nasht ho gaya hai Krishna. That was the end of Gita. And then Arjuna was ready to fight with the bow and arrow. So convincing doesn't take time to take place. What takes time is to connect. Invest energy in connecting. And that's what Krishna did. That's called consultative selling. Consulting and offering a solution. That was for today's one central message. Don't give presentation, do the gap analysis, need analysis, what is in it for me, connect, convey, convince through need, interest, concern, understanding his challenges, and then when you seek to understand first, then to be understood, you're finally ready with the solution. He has bought your solution. One central message for you. Thank you very much. Keep in touch with us, keep watching more videos.